What is going on? You are listening and watching Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition. We're here every Wednesday night on the Get Vocal platform, soon to be the Vocal platform, VOKL, in August. This is episode 386. I'm your host, Steve V, alongside, hello, darling, Kodi Maurice Doggette.
Hello, darling. We have matching shirts, darling.
Exactly. Thanks to your lovely boyfriend, Joe, who got us these great t-shirts. Mine says, "In this climate."
When I saw that, I loved it. I was like, that is so Steve.
Which is a statement I say that I stole from the television series The Other Two. If you ever want to watch a funny, hilarious show, season 3 comes out in the fall. Watch The Other Two. It's so hilarious. And Brooke, character Brooke, always says, "In this climate," and just start saying it, you guys, amongst your friends. You can use it. You can use it almost at any point in time. Just don't overuse it, because people like Brooke will look at you like, "Wait, what? You've used that like one too many times tonight." But if you don't know something about something in a group setting, just say, "I know, right? In this climate." It works every time.
It does work.
Just use it. Yeah.
I'm going to say it whenever I don't know anything. So, tonight.
Throw it around like a pancake. And then, hello, darling. Of course, we had to get that in there.
He gave it to me on my birthday, and I was so excited. He made me cry a little bit because he's so thoughtful. And
extremely thoughtful. Yeah. Well, we love Joe and we love you. And this is episode, like I said, 386 in front of a live virtual audience. Hey guys, thanks for joining in. Weigh in, ask questions, give us your thoughts and opinions. We are here for you. This show, of course, gets repackaged into our thread tomorrow, wherever you get your podcasts. A couple of business, we are announcing, we've announced it already, our book club selection. It's called Heaven Officials Blessings by Tian Guan Si Fu. And I already started reading it. It's really, really good. That's okay. I'm just, okay. Yeah, I know your book comes tomorrow.
It comes tomorrow.
Yeah, this is the book selection. Try getting it. It's really good so far, though. There is a Netflix series on it as well that you can watch as well. So look that up if you don't feel like reading, or join us on the book club, and that should be a lot of fun. I am excited because next Tuesday I signed up for gay speed dating, which there's here in New York City, there is this guy that does monthly events. He does things like bingo and mixers. And one of them that I've always thought of doing that I never had enough nerve to do is gay speed dating. And it's the final one of the summer. And I thought, you know what the heck? In this climate, you gotta do it. So I'm gonna do it.
A girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. That's for sure.
Yeah, so get this, Kodi. So the way you sign up for it, I took advantage of the initial sign up and I got like 20% off. But you either sign up for 37 and under or 37 and older. I mean, you have to pick which one you are. It's not a choice. I do think there's a mixing point throughout the evening where everyone gets to mix and mingle here and there throughout the night, and you would be able to, because what if I saw somebody that's under the 37 mark?
I mean, age ain't nothing but a number.
Thank you, Aaliyah. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And the good news is I'll be doing this next Tuesday night. Apparently you do several speed rounds of dating. There's a couple of breaks where you, like I said, you mingle in the crowd. And then at the end, you kind of rate people that you have conversations with. They're 5-minute conversations. And at the end of it, you are going to pick which one you would want to go on a date with. And if there's a match, they'll tell you the next day. They'll be in your inbox on who you.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be sad if no one wanted to match up with you?
Girl, you got this
Well,
on lock. So
I don't
okay?
know. I mean, we'll
And
see.
there's rating, there's dating, and I think you are gonna do just fine. Okay.
I feel like I was gonna create like a character, but I figured because there is this series with America Ferrara on it where
Okay.
she created this character and she did the speed dating thing, but it didn't turn out well for her. It's really riveting, but I don't want to do that because I want to actually be serious about this. So
Exactly.
I will be myself, but I can't help but want to like create a whole new persona and be different every time, but I won't. I'm not going
I
to do
always
it.
want to do it so we can do that part. We can go back to. We can do that part together, and we can take Joe with.
Okay.
So you told me about this yesterday, and I told my boyfriend, I was like, I have always wanted to go speed dating. Can I go speed dating for the podcast? And he was like,
yeah, right.
would you let me go speed dating? And I was like, I guess I'm not going speed dating then but we can all go together and we can all create characters. That's a great idea.
We might piss off a lot of different people when they find out you're really in a relationship that's monogamous, but
or we can only match with each other. I think this is a brilliant idea. He can say yes to me and I can say yes to him. Look, I got it.
There you go.
I should be robbing a bank.
Well, that would be fun.
God.
Yeah. If I don't, we should do this next time around, and you two should just go and give me some moral support. Watching us live right now, Bryce, who joined us on the pre-show a little bit earlier, says he would be so nervous. You know, I was thinking that I might be a little nervous as well, but then I thought, you know, in this climate, honestly, I'm just going to go for it. And it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. With monkeypox all around us, we're going to be giving you a little bit more updates on that. I figure this is the perfect time to just sit across from several different people, not rubbing against them like I normally do, which is my normal MO on the back room, but sitting across from, it's at a restaurant here in Midtown, and I figure it'll just be a fun night, and it'll give me stories for the show the following day. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear all about it. And
all right.
Plan our great escape, our great speed dating,
follow up. Yes, absolutely.
Experiment is what the word I was looking for.
Okay. The great speed dating experiment. I love it. All right. Well, we love a good follow up, and thanks to Sinfully Good. Did I get that right, Kodi?
Yes.
Who follows us, follows the show, and also follows us on our Instagram at TAGSPodcast, sent us a follow-up to our story on the question that we posed on Tuesday's episode 385. What would your superpower be? And if you remember, if you listen to the show, my superpower was to be invisible. And he sent a great follow-up article on what your superpower says about you.
Ooh.
What your ideal superpower says about you. I should clarify that because I don't currently have this one, even though I wish I did. If you are wishing you had the superpower of invisibility, it says, if you watch the Harry Potter movies and say that you never wanted an invisibility cloak, I would call you out and say you're lying. For those who wish they could be invisible, like myself, my senses, according to this article, my senses tell me that you thrive in thrilling situations. That's me.
Oh my.
You lack some confidence in yourself. I have, and not so in my early 50s, so much more, but I have definitely. My senses tell me that you thrive in thrilling situations. You lack some confidence in yourself because you like to see and hear others, but do not like to be seen or heard. You enjoy comedy. That's definitely true. Being invisible could come in handy when pulling pranks on friends or strangers. That would be fun. An invisibility cloak could serve as a handy companion in making yourself and only yourself laugh if you choose to confuse others with this special gift. I like the part about the comedy part of it. I do agree that the confidence part, Kodi, in that initially, for years and years, I just struggled with that even when I would win awards, whether it was in gymnastics or do thrive in my career, I did always fall behind and want to be more of a wall. What do you call it? A wall rat?
Wallflower.
Wallflower.
Uh-huh.
And so I do think that's kind of true, but not so much lately as much. I'm able to talk myself out of it. So interesting theory on that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree.
Jeremy, our co-host Jeremy Ross Lopez, wanted the superpower of flying.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And here's what they said about what this could possibly mean about Jeremy. As a child, you definitely watched Disney movies such as Aladdin, Mary Poppins, and Peter Pan, to name a few. Those who aspire to fly love to exercise. Okay, that's not Jeremy. And they are not afraid of heights. Okay, that's true. Someone who dreams of flying is most likely a hard worker, always determined to reach his or her destination. That's true. And willing to put in a lot of effort to make it there. Those who would like to fly also enjoy independence, alone time, hanging out with birds, and being on airplanes. Most of that I know Jeremy really well, and I would agree. He's very independent. He likes his alone time. I don't know about the birds part, but he loves flying to destinations and travel. So I would agree with that. And then you had a couple, Kodi, correct?
I had all the powers, okay? And I wanted to choose more. However, I couldn't choose any more. The two that I chose were telepathy, which is basically mind reading, and also telekinesis, which is moving things with your mind.
Well, all we got on this article was mind reading. So we'll read that here for you.
Okay, fabulous.
See if this resonates. Sometimes, according to the author of this article, I wonder what other people say about me. What I really want to know, if there was a book in front of you filled with all of the negative comments and assumptions said and made about you in your lifetime, would you read it? My gut tells me I would open said book, but I know this would only prove catastrophic. For people who say they wish they could read other minds, I'm guessing that you enjoy being nosy. You find satisfaction in knowing facts about others that aren't transparent to the public, and you don't feel bad about knowing the intimate deals of one's life. Mind readers are presumably tough, as they would know everything negative thought about them and have to keep it to themselves because, of course, no one with a superpower ever reveals it. Is that true?
I mean, that it's working for the X-Men. It's working for Spider-Man too. So
lastly, it says what you do know can't hurt you. I don't know. See, I still stand by I do not want to know what people think about me, but I guess you're a tougher person than I am.
I just know that if I know that they don't think positively of me, then I'm just going to stay away. So I'm not going to ever have to hear those thoughts ever again.
I love it. Okay. And LA watching us live says, in the true theme of tags, I'd be a cum blaster. Wow. I love that.
Is that a superpower? It is tonight.
I would call them a superhero if they come blasted in me. 100%. What else are people saying, Kodi, before I move on?
Teddy says he likes healing powers and love sausage from The Boys. He's a superhero, or he's someone, an empowered person, and he has a very, very long penis, and that is his superpower.
Who's this?
Love Sausage from The Boys.
Oh, okay.
You have to watch the show. It's on Amazon Prime. It's amazing. Wow. I love it so much.
Okay. I like that.
Oz says time manipulation or teleportation, and I think that's on the list as well. And Bryce says he would want to control the weather like Storm. And I said that I wanted that power too, but I already had too many powers. So I just need to stick to a couple and learn to master those.
All right. I love it. Are we doing music news, Kodi, or are we moving on?
We're moving on because let's do music news if we have time later on.
I love it. Yes. We just have to give you, as we always have been talking recently about monkeypox, a quick update. And the update is the U.S. Food and Drug Administration said Jynneos monkeypox vaccine, which is the one that I got, which I think most Americans are getting, Jynneos monkeypox vaccine doses filled and finished at a Denmark manufacturing facility, meeting the agency's quality standards, and it has approved a supplement to the vaccine biologics license. So what does that mean? Doses that were previously manufactured at the facility had already been shipped to the US. So the FDA action clears the way for these doses to be distributed and administered. HHS is working to make these doses available to states and jurisdictions as soon as possible to fulfill their needs, and will announce allocations tomorrow. This is a recent story. U.S. Health and Human Services, this is according to the U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary. They estimate, the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that more than 1.5 million men who have sex with men are currently eligible to receive the monkeypox vaccination. So that's good news. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, and he was traveling when the first round of vaccinations here in New York, which is one of the hardest hit cities of the monkeypox, was hit here, and he missed the first 2 rounds. And I said, you know what, don't worry, I know that there's a whole slew of new doses being administered, and what they at least are doing here in New York City is announcing them on a Friday at 6 p.m., making the appointments available, and then proceeding with the appointments on that weekend, so like on Sunday. And so that's kind of the trajectory of what's been going on. I'd love to hear what people are worried, because I've been reading a lot of Reddit threads on people scared and canceling travel even. I don't know that we need to get that crazy with it. What have you been hearing from the people, or what are people watching us? Are you getting the vaccination? I would love to hear from those of us watching live what their things are, but what have you been hearing, Kodi?
So I have a friend in Los Angeles that actually just got he was in line to get the vaccine today. So I think people are being very, very responsible as far as monkeypox is concerned. And remember, you asked me if I sent you something earlier, and I did send you something earlier, and it was a chart about how likely it is that you can contract monkeypox and what it is that you have to do in order to contract, what is safe, considered more safe, and what is considered to be less safe. And basically it was so dancing without your shirt on in the club with somebody else,
which is something you keep talking about.
I know, it's what I love to do. And rubbing up against someone in the club when they're not clothed is considered not the highest, second highest level. And I will actually post this on my Instagram, and I'll send it to you so that you can put it on TAGSPodcast as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree but some of the things are similar to COVID in what you're saying. But the reality is, if somebody has it, kissing somebody could just, if somebody has it, or lying in someone's sheets that has been exposed to it,
but that's
could
lower
also
on the list as well.
Yeah, I think the best thing that you can do is get the vaccination.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think that as soon as they open it up to people that are in monogamous relationships, I'm going to go and grab that as soon as possible.
Yeah. What are people saying? Sorry.
Bryce, it's all good. Bryce is saying monkeypox is rampant in Dallas. I would like to see those numbers. James says, so many friends having trouble getting it here in Chicago. It's a mess. El Ray said he got his first shot today after he rescheduled it. There were many openings, and I just, El Ray, where are you again? I'm sorry, I blank on as far as where you're located. And Cali Dad says
LA, I believe.
He has to find out how to get the monkeypox vax there in LA. He will get it when he can. El Ray says it's sad that his friends in red states are having a hard time. Yeah, and Teddy says there are open clinics there in LA.
Yeah, I know the LGBTQ center in LA initially only got 400 doses, and I'm imagining that they're getting more as well. And Billy says we had our first female get monkeypox in Georgia.
Oh, wow.
Children have gotten it as well. There's a couple children in the States. So I think it's really spreading, not just within our community. And as everything always goes with those types of things, I think we're going to see more vaccinations go out because, of course, now it's affecting everybody and not just our community, which always seems to get the, overlooked in our historical landscape. So
we get hit hard at first and it kind of goes to the wayside. But as soon as more and more people get it, then that's when they really start to take it seriously. El Rey is in New York City, so.
Got it. And Bryce says 101 cases of monkeypox in Dallas as of today. Okay,
wow.
So, it is spreading. Let's just get those vaccinations.
Yeah, everybody be safe and do what you can to limit your exposure to monkeypox.
Right. Well, on that note, let's move on to Felching.
Great segue, Moo. I love it.
I didn't really know how to segue into it because let's talk about a sex act that could get you monkeypox. But not if you're doing it, Kodi, to your boyfriend Joe.
That's right. I'm in a monogamous relationship.
You are, and I'm back, so I'm going to take a chance. But I'm not into this. First of all, explain to the people, I did not even know what felching is. And the reason why I bring it up is because more Bellamy, we all know the studio, you guys, Bellamy models are felching in recent studio productions that are coming out. And it is, I'll just say, it is the act of coming inside of someone. If you look at the Urban Dictionary, it's coming inside of two men, someone's ass, or coming inside of a vagina, and eating your own cum out of the vagina or the asshole.
Oh my!
That's the clinical. That's the clinical description.
Sounds wonderful. It sounds like a nutritious breakfast to me.
That I'm totally. When I read it, I was like, "What? Felching? What?
Tina Felcher?
That would be a great name, by the way.
That is my new drag queen name.
That is your
Tina Felcher.
Because I'm Donna Matrix. That's the name I came up with, Donna Matrix.
Yeah,
and you're Tina Felcher.
Do you know where
that sounds cheap and on the streets?
So Tina Felcher is a character on Bob's Burgers. So I would just be Tina Felcher.
Well, she sounds cheap. But
she loves butts like me, so I'm okay with it.
All right. Well, what do you think about felching? Because I don't know that I like this act of eating my own cum. I love eating other people's cum, and that turns me on. Well, I mean, ideally, I think that can kind of a hot thing. That whole thing of come on, yeah.
I love it.
Do that
You're
again.
Getting me a little bit hot and bothered right
now. Because what comes out of somebody else, I don't know that I want to eat my own cum. First of all, do you like the act of felching?
So I don't know if I'd be into felching per se, but I would be into snowballing. Have you ever heard of snowballing?
No. Oh, you're avoiding felching altogether.
I mean, I think I could watch felching in porn because it does sound hot.
Okay. Can I stop you right there? Just
pause me. I'm on pause.
I just pressed pause. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. That I think Bellamy is doing a lot of these videos right now, felching, and I think it makes for really good. I'm just going to finish real quick. I think it makes for great video content.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. And after Beardgate at Bellamy, I think I might have to go back to them because remember we talked about them not liking beards, and I was all not for it. So, but now with the felching, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll go.
They're trying to redeem themselves, honey.
They got to do something if they don't like beards.
Like, oh no, we did the last 10 films with beards. Now and they're already in the works. We got to come up with something new. I would love to work in this industry. It would be so fun. Oh my
gosh. We kind of do already, though.
We kind of do already, I know. Exactly. So what is snowballing?
So snowballing is when someone's sucking you off, right? And you come into their mouth. And then they take the cum that's in their mouth from you, and then they spit it back into your mouth.
Dirty ass.
It's so hot. I think I'm into that.
That's hot. I like that.
Yeah.
So what if you took that same theory of felching, where you grabbed your own cum out of the boy's ass,
Okay.
or the man's ass, and
mean,
then
he's got
you
a
went
beard, so he's a
and then
man.
you brought it to his mouth and snowballed it into his mouth. Wouldn't that be hot?
Whoa, that's a lot of orifices.
Felching and snowballing. Like, wait a minute, am I snowballing right now or am I felching?
It's-
Shit, I can't remember. But anyways,
It's felchballing is what it's called.
felchballing. Okay, I like that. What are people saying?
People are saying, Daddy says, as much as he loves eating ass, he thinks that he'll pass. And El Rey says,
You don't like your own cum?
I know, right?
I'm with you. I'll pass.
Oh, so
Unless I
everybody is
snowball
just explaining what snowballing is. And so
Oh, you took too long, sweetie.
I know, right? And so Teddy says that's ass to mouth felching. Man, I'm not here for that. So orifices that are involved as far as felching is concerned. So I think that I'm not going to opt out on that one. So yeah.
It's good recycling, though, isn't it? When you think about it.
I mean, it's not waste not, want not out here in these streets.
In this climate, we can't afford to waste anything. So I'm
getting to say it. I'm going to get it at least one time this episode.
In this climate? Oh, I know you got to get it. You'll figure it out. It'll work.
Yeah.
It'll hit your psyche. Yeah. Well, all right. We got to talk about Instagram, because I don't know about you, Kodi, or anybody else watching us, but it seems like photo sharing is dead completely. Every time I go on my Instagram account to post for this show or my personal account, and I happen to scroll, it's like your Instagram is flooded with IG reels from random accounts.
Okay.
Am I the only one noticing this?
No. It happens
in my mind. It kind of seems, what happened to the days of like when you log on Instagram and you would see that hot boy that you were always checking out and maybe scrolling around too much, and you'd see him, then he'd pop up, or the guy from the club that you were stalking, or your friend from back home, or your co-host. Now it's video reel after video reel. And I guess my question is, do you think it's because their Instagram is trying to keep up with TikTok? And my second question is, what is flooding your Instagram?
So I do think that Instagram is trying to keep up with TikTok. TikTok is the new wave as far as social media is concerned. And I do think that Instagram has taken a note from them and said, this is what's popular with the kids. I don't think that picture sharing is dead. My feed is 99% pictures, and I have a significant amount of followers. So I don't think it's completely dead. As far as what's in my Insta feed, as far as reels are concerned, it's mostly drag queens and food recipes. That's very on brand for me.
I just posted a story of what I made for dinner earlier tonight on my personal story, a stir fry. So maybe I'll pop up on your feed.
I really hope so. I love a good recipe.
So I love that you also said drag queens pop up on yours. So you know what pops up on mine is workout videos.
Oh, I get those too.
The latest. Mine is nonstop. The best workout, the best diet. Because apparently I look at a lot of trainers, and I'm always trying to tweak my workout, and on and on and on with that. And I guess that's all I'm flooded with these days, is just more and more of that. And
occasionally I love that, and I agree with you. I get a lot of workout stuff too, but occasionally I get like two-steppers, half naked men that are doing the two-step, those Instagram TikTok dances.
Oh, I don't want to see that. Valor and Cherish.
It's amazing. You don't ever get that?
No. Well, two-step what?
They're doing those,
and I don't want to get that.
Okay, what about the body beautiful guys that are on there just taking off their shirts in the pools and things of that nature?
Yeah,
I get that occasionally.
So I don't like that. No, I don't get that, and I don't really like. I don't want to go down rabbit holes when I go on social media. I really go to market the show and that kind of thing. I don't like to go down rabbit holes. When I find myself very rarely doing that, I almost have to shut it down and do like 10 push-ups just to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm that serious about that, Kodi. Or have a drink is the other thing. I have a shot is the other thing that I do. What are people saying about, are we the only two thinking that photo sharing is dead? And what is filling their Instagrams?
So El Rey says none of the reels are anyone he's following. So that makes him a little bit upset. And Bryce says he gets paid for his reels. I need to talk to him right now so I can see how I can get paid for my reels.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know. I started posting some. Maybe we should have him back on to talk about that. we kicked him off a little too early.
Yes. Oh, yeah, 100%. Daddy234 says he gets a lot of reels with pets or who's your starting NBA All-Star team. I want to be on his Instagram right now because it sounds very interesting and completely opposite from mine. So, oh, and Teddy says he also gets a lot of salsa reels all the time. So
that I would love because I really want to get with my friend Shawnette. We are planning on taking salsa together soon.
I want to go.
Come with us. Yeah, come with us for sure. So definitely, that's something that I wouldn't mind seeing. Okay, we'll see where that leads. You know, voguing is a big thing. That voguing is definitely a sport. Okay. According to, get this, Kodi, according to the House of Mugler, Gay Times is a website that I look at all the time from the UK, teamed up with Gay Shark to speak with House of Miyagi Mugler about why ballroom is a sport and their advice for people starting their fitness journey. This is a great article that I want you all to read. It will be up on TAGSPodcast.com. So essentially, the members of the House of Miyagi Mugler unpack how athleticism and knowing your body is an imperative part of ballroom culture. And as Diego Miyagi Mugler puts it, quote, there's an art of Vogue, and then there is the sport of Vogue. I like that distinction. Ooh. The two, in some ways, are independent. Marching down a runway and dancing for the crowd is a sweat-breaking situation, and there's only so much of the shriek of crowd adoration one can fuel. Ballroom definitely feels like a sport to me. Malik concurs. Voguers use the majority of the muscles in their body when they are performing. Quote, I've received more injuries from voguing than any sport I've ever played. I can believe that. Wow. With a mix of gym, yoga, and meditation, Diego has conditioned his body in a manner that makes voguing and fitness his two parallel passions. Having been interested in fitness growing up in North Carolina, he segued from dancing into voguing, ending up in the Miyagi Mugler house. Yes. And though he's been doing this for some time, he and the house's big break came, which I want to watch the show, Legendary on HBO Max. Do you watch it, Kodi?
I live for this show.
Every single week. I've been.
Joe and I watch it religiously, and we are so happy with the House of Juicy Couture. I don't want to ruin anything with you, but they're my favorite. In this season, this most recent season, and I love the show so much. So it has exposed me to so much of ballroom and ballroom culture and voguing, and it just opened my eyes so much. I want to go to a ball. I don't know if you want to come with me. You can come with me because we need to go.
Well, and for those of you out there that get the network TCM, the Classic Movie Channel, I will add to the conversation that this Sunday, I believe at 9:30, they're showing the legendary Paris is Burning, which showed, really put this on the roadmap. Got Madonna involved and everything else. And it's a classic film if you want to get like the real deal of how it all began.
That's right.
Yeah, that comes on TCM this Sunday, and I'm recording it. I've watched it millions of times, but it's a great chance for me to watch it one more time and have it in my repertoire. But Diego adds that, quote, he's always telling people to take their time when it comes to their fitness journey. Results don't happen overnight. It requires hard work, patience, and consistency. It can be an arduous task and anxiety-enduring experience for queer people. Perhaps it'll be a comfort to know that even those in athlete standard shape regularly confront the kinds of issues with body image that are prevalent amongst queer people. Quote,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of confidence and pride to come out to the world as queer, and that is the same confidence that you should have in your body. Malik says, because those are two things that make you who you are. So own it. I love this article because they are really getting people, they're talking about what they do. They're talking about how as much glamour and fierceness that it takes to do this. It's a sport. And to me, it is a sport in so many ways. It's a competition. And even if this isn't the road you want to go to, they address things. Find the thing that you want to do. The article goes on, and I'll just paraphrase a little bit, is find something that you love and be consistent with it. But don't be so quick like I've done in the past. Like I want to get into boxing in the fall. And I've done a couple of boxing things online, but I don't want to overdo it so quickly that I'm going to get burnt out and hate it and know that I'm not going to be any good at it. I'm going to take my time with it and get into it. You know, our co-host Lincoln teaches classes and, you know, you don't just run into it. You take your time with it. What were your thoughts when you heard about this article about voguing is a sport?
Look, I love this. And I think that if that thing with the ribbons, you know, in the Olympics, if that can be considered a sport, then voguing can definitely be in the Olympics.
Oh, you know what, honey? Yeah, that would be a...
Yeah, I'm so here for it. I think that we should start a petition. Me and you can be the first two names on there.
Okay.
And there's so much artistry and hard work and dedication that goes into the ballroom scene and voguing. And I think it's so awe-inspiring. And I'm so glad that they're finally getting their flowers now.
Right. And then when you think about not just the attitude, the fashion, everything that else, but just the body that it takes to the core training that it probably takes to do all those things. What are people saying before we move on? And I'll post this on TAGSPodcast.com because it's a great article.
It is. Sounds great. Khalidad says legendary is mandatory in his house. And Bryce is saying that Paris is Burning is such a classic. And it is, honestly, it's gay culture 101. If you are gay, you need to be watching Paris is Burning. And Crystal Abeja is his girl. That's what Bryce said. And El Rey said they've added breakdancing to the Olympics. And Teddy co-signed it, so I believe it from both, because we got it from two great sources here. So thank you guys for that.
Well, interesting note on the breakdancing. So again, I love this network, TCM, the Classic Movie Channel. I'm obsessed with it, and they were just showing the film Breakin'.
I knew you were
that movie. You did not know I was going to say that.
I knew it. We are on the same wavelength right now.
I had never seen it. Shabba-Doo is one of the leads in it. Shabba-Doo also did a lot of choreography for Madonna and other people. I remember him in the Who's That Girl World Tour, where he did all kinds of stuff with Madonna. Including True Blue, which you love that song, Kodi.
I love that
song. It's really good. But Shabba-Doo was in it, and who's sadly no longer with us, but he died a few years ago. But I had never seen it, and it's definitely dates itself, but it was a lot of fun, and it was a breakthrough film at the time.
Yeah. Breaking. Anything from the 80s is fun.
Oh, so anything. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Too funny. All right. Let's move on, because producers are currently looking for extra hung guys for a new Big Dick doc. That's right. A new Big Dick documentary. And they're asking the question, are you too large to love?
Aww.
We'd like to speak to people, they write, about their positive and negative experience of having a large penis or being with someone who has one, reads the casting call. Because a recent survey found that nearly half of the male population wish they had a bigger penis. So, a bigger penis, a better life, right? Well, not always, because the brand new documentary is to discuss the hidden problems of living with a very large penis, how it affects all aspects of life, including your sex life, and what help is out there for those in need. Would you watch this? And is this... I would definitely watch it because I'm a size queen,
Yeah.
and I would want to know. So I'm gonna. It would not be a problem dating somebody that has a huge dick. I did date somebody. I've talked about him on the show several times. He had a huge dick, and it worked for me. And we even got into fisting. So that tells you when you get into fisting, you're beyond big dick size because you've learned to relax and
relax all your muscles.
Yeah. So it would not be a problem with me at all. I've also dated somebody, though, with a very small penis, one of my longest boyfriends, and it didn't matter to me at all. So what were your thoughts about this? And are you going out for this casting call?
That was my first note. Where is my application?
I saw you peeing in the dunes the other day. You might want to rethink that. I took a side eye over.
I am a grower, not a shower.
Okay, bitch. How dare you, right?
How dare you call me out
on
this here.
On this platform?
In this climate? Yes, I got one in.
Yes. Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
Now speak to the people.
Speak to the people. Yes, I would definitely watch this show. And mainly because you never know what trials and tribulations people are going through in their lives. So I would like to know what other big dick people are going through in life.
And those that like them.
Exactly. It would be more of a healing experience for me because I am one of those people. So I know that I would be able to associate myself and their experiences with my experiences.
Bryce I love that. Bryce watching us says, you couldn't pay me to take on Rocco. You couldn't pay me? He's one of my favorites. I saw him on a street corner once here in New York. This is years ago, and he was giving me the eye, and I was so like that nervous feeling, and I kicked myself for not going back because it was freaking Rocco Steele and his big dick. I love it. So you could pay
Mine
me.
Isn't quite that big.
Yeah, I would do it for free. Okay, bitch. Yeah.
Oh man. So the guys are also saying, Bryce is saying that Rocco is too big.
It would kill me.
Him. Yes. Love his voice though. Oh wow. Okay. I never even thought about listening to his voice from seeing his.
Oh yeah, no, he's got a great voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Oz says size only matters when you don't know what to do with it. And that is so true.
Yeah. But I bet, let's just for devil's advocate's sake, wonder when it could be a detriment to some of the people that they're going to be interviewing for this documentary. I guess it can be so big at times that sometimes the dick is so big that it's hard to get hard, especially as you get older. There's not everybody, but
they pass out. What's going on?
No, I just think there's things like erectile dysfunction that can happen with it. The more blood is needed to go into that, so you really have to take care of that. We had somebody on the show several episodes ago that was talking to us, which I take now, nitric oxide. I happen to have it here, and it's all about.
You're gonna have all the props ready, girl.
I do. Okay, blood flow. And I think for women, I think it could be a bigger issue, or because a lot of my female counterparts, my trans counterparts, don't really like it to be that big. For some reason, they just don't. That's what I've heard. I mean, what about your friends? What are they saying?
I feel like they like a nice size, but they don't like it too big or too small. So I agree with you that too big can be a problem. And I can see how these gentlemen, all jokes aside, because I am not in the super big dick club. I'm in the big dick club, but I'm not in the super big dick club.
I'm kind of in one of the categories. I'm just throwing that out. Anyways, go on.
Oh,
you were so big on talking about your unit.
I do it all the time. I do it on this show all the time. I always talk about how
we all notice.
I don't know if you've heard the show before, but yeah. So I think that they always have a problem. I can see it being a problem for them finding a someone that can actually take it. I remember one time I went out with my best friend and we went to hooked up with these two beautiful gentlemen, and we went back to their apartment. They were roommates or whatever, and I went with one guy and he went with another guy into the bedroom, and I went in the bedroom and his dick was so big. I said,
You hit the jackpot.
I said, I don't know what you think you're doing with that, but it is not going in any of my orifices. I just licked the tip and I left. I was like, I don't know if you're coming with.
Wasted. I would have been ding, 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 ding. I got the winning door. What's behind door number 2?
No,
mine.
I could not. I could never. I was like, I can't do anything with this. I'm sorry. You're beautiful, but I can't do anything with this.
Bryce says, have you heard of hookup penis versus boyfriend penis? Oh, right. Exactly.
There it is.
So, I can go either way, though. Like I said, I dated somebody that had a very large dick, and I was very happy with it. And I could have gone on and on forever and ever. Happily married. Can you tell I'm giddy about it? Yeah. Absolutely.
You can't even form the word.
I know. El Rey says, are we talking girth and or length?
Both.
So we are not producing this documentary, by the way, although we should be.
I know.
As consultants, but I would think both will come into play. For a lot of people with a vagina, which is some of our audience as well, girth might be too much, right?
Yeah.
So I like girth, though.
And that's with anybody, really. Girth I think, is worse than length, honestly.
I love it.
Oh, get it.
But I've also been known to get into fisting. So when you're relaxed enough, you can get there.
Okay.
That's the mantra.
Right. Are you teaching classes? Because
classes are coming in the fall when school resumes, sweetie. Sign up for class. I'm almost reached my capacity. All right. Well, we've got to move on to this Reddit thread. And I know you wanted to talk more about this one, the aging disgracefully one, I'm assuming, Kodi?
I want to talk about the second one
more.
But this one is cute, too. I love it.
No, if you like this one better, let's do this one. Should tops always pay? One Reddit threader wrote. I feel bad to have to talk about this topic, but I need to know what happens with other people. I seem to attract guys that are usually bottom and a bit dependent. My ex is 12 years older than me. The whole time we were together, he rarely offered to pay, except on some occasions. And whenever paying for the dinner, he just stood aside and smiled. He has a group of female friends with rich husbands, so he constantly complained how unlucky he was, accusing me of not supporting him for his hobbies, not paying his bills, not driving him around. He was like, why can't you be a gentleman and spoil me like your missus? Ooh, here we go.
What? Okay, I'm sorry. I got confused a little bit. I thought that the guy had a wife as well, but no, he was wondering.
He wanted to be the missus, and your missus. I found that intimidating and a major turn off. Don't get me wrong. I'm known to be generous when I'm used to going out. I'm used to going out with girls or guys that are younger than me, and I always pay. Then when I go out with other guys, the guy expects me to pay for them, it just breaks the deal for me. And worse, what is this guy saying? When I just pay for myself, the guy gets upset. I'm the kind of person that if the guy is generous, I will be twice as generous. So is this a problem with me? And when going on a first date or meeting up with guys, what's the most appropriate way with the bills? Woo, child.
Woo,
can you take over?
Okay.
You need to take over, Rumi.
All right. So as far as the Reddit thread is concerned, I do not think that tops should always pay. And here's why. Because we are gay men and we make our own rules. And I feel like they're a little bit more flexible than as far as a heterosexual coupling is concerned. Personally, I do like to pay for the very first date because those said rules for me personally are, if I'm looking to get some, then
Oh, so you dangle a meal in front of somebody.
I dangle a whole bunch in front of somebody. Okay.
Low hanging fruit.
I mean, it's 2 inches from the floor. Can I say that?
Oh, okay.
No, I do think that I do agree that if you are looking to, impale somebody during a day after a date, then you should pay
You
for
serve them a salad, first of all. In this climate, that's all we can afford, and you're about to fuck them, so serve them a salad.
El Ray just put in the comments that Dutch is a good thing for us to do, and I do not agree with that. I don't think that it's romantic, and I do not think that.
I'm kind of with El Ray.
Maybe
we should go out, El Ray, because I am
He's in
also
NYC, so
okay. I know. I saw that earlier. Why do you think I said that? No, but the real. Can you go to speed dating next week, El Ray? But the thing about it is, I think that Dutch to me just is how I've always gone about it. Why do you not like that, Kodi?
It's so unromantic. I think that if you are going out on a date with someone, then the one person has to pay for the other person and make them feel special. I feel like I pay for mostly first dates, but I haven't been on a first date in about 2 years now. So, but when I was going on first dates, I would pay for the first date because, again, I was trying to get in them guts. Anyway,
so you then there is some truth to this story, because he's saying as the top, he feels like more tops pay for the date.
Yes, exactly. But I do think that I have been in a relationship with my boyfriend for about a year and a half, a little bit over a year and a half now, and he has paid for me on several occasions. And I find that makes me feel very special. So I do think that if you are going out on a date, it should be one person or the other person. And this is just my personal rules as far as dating are concerned. It should be one person or the other, making the other person feel special.
So I like this theory, and I agree with you. I think it's really nice when one person pays and then the next one person, especially if you're going on multiple dates. I think that first date, when you barely know if you even like this person, but you took that leap of faith and it was enough to share a meal together, I think Dutch is the way to go on that first meal.
I don't agree.
Well, I do, because I think let's just make everything level playing field and see if we even like each other after this meal. We got to this point.
We're about to like each other in the bed.
I think after that first date, one person should suggest, would you like to go out again? And if it happens again, whoever asked to do it again should pay for the date that next time. And then it should go to the next person type of thing the next time.
Oh, trade off. Okay, I can see that.
Kind of, yeah. What are people saying?
I can see that. But so Bryce is saying, oh, sorry, El Ray is saying if he really wants it, we can skip the meal. And if they love it, he'll cook breakfast in the morning. And
I like that.
Agrees with me 100%. Top should pay in the beginning, and then after that, one person should pay and the other person should pay, because it's more romantic. I'm a romantic at heart, and I think that paying for the other person is a way of showing love and affection.
Okay.
Oz says, whoever sends the invite. So he agrees with you. Whoever sends the invite, they should pay for the meal.
I think that's true too. Yeah.
I prescribed to that for a little while, but then I was like, I'm gonna let that go because I am trying to.
I kind of like El Ray's. If I really want it, we can skip the meal. If I love it, I'll cook breakfast in the morning. That's getting down to business.
Oh, I've had your breakfast. It is delicious.
I do make a good breakfast, right? Yeah. All right. Well, it's time for our favorite segment called Thirst Trap. Thirst Trap Thursday, when this comes out, and we always love to reference straight up gay porns This week they chose 18 gay porn stars, and they asked the question, who took the best photo or video? I have to tell you, Kodi, this week was maybe one of the best I've seen in a long time. It was really hard to pick a good one. Our job on an audio podcast, which is primarily what we are, is to vividly describe to you, listening audience, and why we chose this one. Of course, I will post this on TAGSPodcast.com for you to weigh in. And when you do weigh in, support straight up gay porn and go down to the bottom and click on the porn star that you really are voting for. It actually helps and chooses it. It's a longer process of who is their top contenders. Who did you pick, Kodi?
So I have to say, this week was really, really difficult because so many of the guys are so beautiful and
juicy.
It was amazing. And then I showed it to my boyfriend, and his pick, I always have to tell.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. His pick was, here he is right here. His pick was Marquis.
Oh, yes. That was one of my top contenders.
But his second pick was Austin Wilde, who I think I look a little bit like. And I mean, we have the same build.
If your dick looks like that.
We have the same penis size. So maybe we're going to put our dual application in for this documentary that's coming out pretty soon.
Oh, maybe you should. Okay. But you got to tell people why. Tell people who you picked and vividly describe.
My pick is Damian Cruz, and he's in the shower, and he's all soaped up, and he's got his back turned to the camera, and the soap bubbles are cascading down his back and his legs and his beautiful behind, and he's lifting up his butt, and the bubbles are just going into his crack, and I might have my boyfriend recreate that this evening because it is a gorgeous picture.
I love that. Okay. Well, my pick goes to Johnson Poppy because, first of all, he's lying on a bed with a really cool backdrop of an art piece behind him that conjures up, I don't know, underwater themed octopus. I'm not sure what the backdrop is. It's black and white. He's lying there with he has a dirty look on his face, like he hasn't shaved in a minute, but he's got the goatee thing going. He's got that blonde bleached hair coming out of his trucker cap that is bleached. He's got a dirty look on his face, beautiful, supple lips, a black t-shirt on, which I think is kind of hot, and the thickest head of a cock that I've seen in a long time, that he's holding his large ass cock and beautiful balls too. Nice hairy legs, and you can see a little bit of his foot, which I always love. And that is why my vote goes to Johnson Poppy, which I'm going to vote on it right now. What are the people saying?
The people are saying, Oz says Austin Wilde, which, I mean, he's my twin.
That was amazing. Okay,
bitch. And Bryce says Austin Wilde wins. Oh my gosh, my twin is winning all of the categories. What's going on? But Sammy, if he could bottom better, no shade, but his looks are second to none. And Sammy is gorgeous. El Rey says Austin Wilde, my twin, and Jake Waters. And Daddy says Southwest College Boys. I love to join them and have some fun any day. Honestly, this list is beautiful. You can pick anybody.
A really stellar list of men on this. They're just juicy, and so I love it.
Yes,
juicy.
In this
climate. Lastly, I'm sure many of you are going to be downloading Beyonce's brand new album coming out, but sadly, the album was leaked.
What?
Yeah, 2 days before its release, which is out Friday, which is making a lot of the Beehive go stir crazy. I hate when albums like this get leaked. I'm a huge Madonna fan, and all of her last albums have all got leaked right before they were to be released. And it's just really like, people are already selling the CDs overseas in Europe, and it's just really, people look forward to these. I don't know why. I mean, people rarely pay for these stuff anyways. The way we get our music now, it's all about the tour. So I don't know what the benefit of is leaking it a few days earlier. It's just stupid. And let them release music when they want to.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. Nobody should be streaming Beyonce's music or anybody's music really before they're ready to release it, because it's done that date for a specific reason.
And lastly, if you care, Adele finally rescheduled her Vegas tour residency. It's finally rescheduled for November of this year through March of 2023. And some tickets are going as high priced as $40,000. I will not be going to this, and I am not here for that.
$40,000, please?
Yeah, no, I'm not an Adele fan. I know many of you are. I will be downloading Beyonce, even though I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm here for this new album.
It's a good album. I already.
Teddy agrees with me when he says, "Who's Adele?" You can always follow my co-host. He's a life coach at KMD Coaching, or at Mr. Maurice. Follow us at Tags Podcast. Thanks, you guys, for watching. This has been so much fun.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be back with all new shows next week. Follow us at Tags Podcast or at tagspodcast.com for show notes and everything you want to know about us. And in the meantime, continue having hot gay sex. Yes.